Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Minder, and with Battlefield 4's netcode still being broken, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to give you some tips and tricks on how to improve your skills and performance while flying the scout helicopter. This helicopter happens to be my favorite, but it is also the most agile. Therefore it is in my opinion the most versatile helicopter in the number of game modes in Battlefield 4. Especially game modes like Rush and Obliteration, the scout helicopter plays a big part in actually winning from the enemy team. Now this actually includes my first tip I would give to flying this helicopter. That is to play the objective as it is meant to. You'll find that transporting the bomb carrier in Obliteration or defending the MCOM in Rush is the best way to maximize your performance. With the entire battlefield being cluttered around the objective, you will find that this is where you will be most beneficial. Now choosing the best loadout for you is of course very important to get the best performance. So the scout helicopter is actually an anti-infantry vehicle, and I found that the 25mm cannons are the most effective. Not only does it have splash damage to take down the enemy faster, but it is also very effective against light vehicles. I wouldn't expect to take down enemy tanks very easily with the 25mm cannons, but vehicles like jeeps or boats are very easy prey. Now of course you will need to be able to defend yourself against other enemy helicopters, therefore you will need heat seekers. Now I found that the best way to use heat seekers is to lock onto the enemy helicopter and fire away one rocket. As soon as the enemy deploys countermeasure, you will still try to keep the lock on and follow the enemy helicopter until this has worn off and fire the second shot. Now unless the enemy can take cover behind a building or a mountain, the second shot will hit and will often leave him incapacitated, which will make him an easy target for your primary weapon. Now if you're in the opposite situation, of course you will need countermeasures. Now this one is a little bit more up to a personal preference, but I found that the IR Flares and Ecm Jammer are the most effective. Now the IR Flares are pretty straightforward. You hit the right key, it will deploy flares and it will lead away the rocket from your vehicle. However, this will leave you vulnerable after a short amount of time. Therefore my preference goes to the Ecm Jammer, which is a little bit more difficult to use, but used properly, more effective. Now the best way to use the Ecm Jammer is to actually deploy the countermeasures before the enemy rocket has been fired. It prevents targeting systems from locking onto you and will disrupt any incoming missiles for a short period of time. Now of course after the countermeasures has been depleted, you will have to reload and will also leave you vulnerable to enemy attacks. Which means you will have to find cover as soon as you can to avoid that enemy missile strike. Now choosing an upgrade to me is pretty straightforward. I find that the air radar is crucial to defend yourself against those pesky enemy scout helicopters. Often with two heat seekers depleted, both helicopters will switch to the primary weapon. And knowing where your enemy is at all times is very important to win that 1v1 fight. Now the 7.62 minigun is more effective to shoot against enemy helicopters. Now if you can predict the enemy helicopter's flight path, you will find that the 25mm cannons will be very effective as well. Now you should definitely use the scout helicopter's crazy handling to your advantage. Learning how to fly a helicopter with a controller makes more sense, of course because of the joysticks. But to me using a mouse and keyboard is definitely more accurate. It is a bit of a steep learning curve, but with a little bit of practice using a mouse and keyboard will increase your performance drastically. Eventually when you feel confident you can be brave and try to find the enemies in the tight corners where they're hiding. This makes for a lot of fun gameplay in Battlefield 4, especially when you have a friend sitting next to you with an RPG or a SRAW. Which actually leads me to the final and perhaps most important tip. To live a long life in helicopters in Battlefield 4 and to be the most effective, having a guy at your side, repairing the helicopter when you get hit will save your ass. And of course, is a lot of fun. Thank you for watching my video, I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like rating and I'll see you in the next one. Later guys.